Hey all my lovely beautiful souls out there. Today we're going to talk about your Darakaraka or your seventh lord in the Nakshatra of Uttarashada. But before we get started, please subscribe my channel and follow me on Instagram so that we can stay connected. If you want to take my personal consultation, so please check the link below. Okay, so let's start this video. So Uttarashada Nakshatra, it comes after Purvashada Nakshatra. Purvashada Nakshatra is a nakshatra that represents the early victory, okay? Or we can say that declaration of the victory, or the preparations or the strategies that we have to follow or we have to make before going into a war or anything in the life, okay? Before we start off with something, we need to have a proper planning. So Purvashada Nakshatra represents having a proper planning to achieve something, okay, or to go into the war. And Uttarashada Nakshatra is a nakshatra that represents final victory, okay, or the end result of the war, okay. So basically it represents victory, not the failure or not losing the war. So yes, you have won the war of relationship, and now it's a time for you to enjoy the fruits, okay? It shows that maybe in your past life you have really suffered a lot and to be with your partner, and it was like a war. So now in the next birth, now you're getting the chance to be with your partner and to enjoy the life just like you wanted to enjoy, okay? So it is like you both are coming for enjoying the fruits of your past life karma, okay? Now one thing, I want to share a story of the past life. There was a girl, okay? She had a relationship issues basically, so she went to have past life regression therapy, and in that therapy she found out that in her past life the boyfriend of this life was her boyfriend in the previous life as well, and she was a princess, and her boyfriend was basically servant or was not a prince, and during that time it was not allowed for the princess to marry someone who is not a prince or is not having that high status in life, okay? So she suffered a lot because of that, and when her father got to know that she's in the relationship with someone who is equal to servant, or I think he was servant in her palace, when he got to know it, he really got furious and he planned to kill the servant there, and he was killed. When the princess got to know about it, she was completely broken. She was not able to tolerate that the guy she really loved so much has died because of her father. And because of this pain, she also lost her life. Or I think she committed suicide. So now, because of her father, they lost their life. And in this life, they're coming to be together because it was just like a war. It was not less than a war to fight to be together. Either the enemy be your family or somebody else, but still it was a war. I would say that more bitter than a war. So yes, it shows that you and your spouse have fought a lot to be together in the past life. Also, it shows that in this life, your spouse is going to teach you that to achieve something in life, you need to really work harder and or need to be practical workaholic, and you need to understand that nothing in life or having the higher status in life is not achieved by being lazy or thinking that I would get everything from my family, because family has also worked for receiving that thing. So your spouse, when your spouse will come in your life, it will make you more career oriented, and this relationship will be based upon work. It will be based upon practicality. It will be based upon having a well balanced or practical approach rather than having a more idealistic approach into or living in the world of illusions. So your relationship will be based upon having that practicality or logic in the relationship. Your spouse will never lie, okay? If your spouse will not want to be with you, your spouse will be highly straightforward and will tell you that he doesn't want to be with you, okay? So they don't want to lie, okay? They are straightforward, and if they don't lie, they cannot tolerate lie, okay? So if you cheat your spouse or lie to your spouse about something, it will become really hard for your spouse to forgive you, although they will forgive because of the nature of this nakshatra, but it will be hard. And one time if they will lose trust, it will become hard for you to gain that trust again, okay? Because they're too much bound by their customs or morals or their ethics, okay? They don't like to go against their principles that they have set in their life. These principles are not set by any religion or any culture. It is just their own set principles, whatever they believe to be right or wrong. Okay, this is the difference of Magha and Uttarashada. Uttarashada is a more practical, and Magha Nakshatra can follow the customs that are given or set by the family or the culture they are born in. Okay, but Uttarashada has the potential to set their own principles of life, whatever they believe to be right or wrong. They are always ready to help someone who is in need, and they're always ready to help someone who really needs help or someone who is right, okay? They always fight for the right thing, and if they see injustice happening in front of their eyes, it will tremble them or make them furious, and they will do anything to fight against it, okay? They are not scared of snakes, okay? And they are very bold and daring. They love to take challenges. They are like a warrior. They are invincible. They are enduring because they are having that true warrior that is in their heart, and they're not a warrior after just declaring themselves a warrior. They have fought the war and they have experience. So yes, it means that your spouse may have also had life that was really challenging, and that's why your spouse have learned, and that's why your spouse has learned a lot from the experience that life has given to your spouse in this life, okay? And now it is ruled by sun. It is the last nakshatra that is ruled by sun. So the qualities of sun are really high over here, and it shows that the person is highly ambitious. The person is a natural true leader, and they don't like to work under someone else. They want to be their own leader. If they work under someone else, they can question their principles or their way of working, and they will always use their way of working in the work. So it becomes hard for them to do a job, and it can cause a problem with the authority. Whatever your spouse will decide, your spouse will do it with efforts, whole self efforts. But if your spouse will get bored, he will not do it again, okay? So this is one of the things. And also, your spouse will always be faithful with you, will never cheat you. This is the main quality. And their loyal spouse. Everyone talks about loyal spouse, so I would say they are loyal, and they don't like cheating someone, and they don't like going against their morals. These people are really nice, and you really have a good thing to have Darakaraka here, because I feel that we need the blessing of Saturn to be in the relationship and to make the relationship last long. Venus and Moon or Mercury do not have the potential to make the relationship last long. It is the Saturn only that has the ability to make the relationship last long. So you will have a long lasting relationships. Okay, now if you have Darakaraka in Sagittarius, it shows that your spouse will speak less, will speak only when it is required. Your spouse will be very matured. Your spouse will be religious and will love to follow the religious practices, will be dharmic, will be righteous, and will be matured and wise person who is will be matured and wise person who is able to understand the things. Okay, love traveling and love higher education and will be philosophical. Okay, now if you have Darakaraka 7th Lord in Capricorn Pada, so it shows that your spouse will be practical, workaholic. Your spouse will a bit lazy sometimes, and your spouse will not like to talk baseless things. Okay, they love talking about that is realistic and something that has base or something that can really happen. They don't like talking something that has no base or something that has no value. It also makes spouse sometimes lazy and they love to help people or love to be in masses. Okay, they love to do any kind of work that involves dealing with people. Okay, so they will love to go in politics also. If you have Darakaraka or 7th Lord in Aquarius Pada, so it makes the spouse a bit of eccentric. It makes the spouse a bit of eccentric. Okay, and it also shows karmic connection with your spouse. It shows that your spouse will be your spouse will love helping people. It is the pada where the person actually becomes humanitarian and helping people with wholeheartedly, and someone who is ready to fight for the right. Okay, Aquarius sign actually represents working for like NGOs and all, and working for the people. So if you have Darakaraka or 7th Lord here, so your spouse will always want to work for the right, and they also can have the job of dealing with people. Okay, they will love to make friends and will be chatty. They will be research oriented. If it is in Pisces, it shows that after marriage you are going to have a spiritual relationship with your spouse. Your spouse will be spiritual. Your spouse will be spiritual, and this is a spiritual relationship. Okay, and your spouse will also be dreamy, will love to get lost in his own thoughts, will have his own world, own beautiful world, and always constantly thinking in mind about work and all and how to deal with people. Okay, will be a bit of lonely, will not too much like to talk to people. Okay, will have his own world where he would be happy. It also gives romantic relationship that is based upon emotions and not only on work and practicality and reality. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do comment your views, and bye bye.